All right, so let's jump right in. We're going to be looking at a choice that the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche thought was, well, everything. He believed it would define the entire future of humanity. It's this fundamental question: do we choose a comfortable, sort of meaningless existence, or do we choose a life of struggle and just maybe greatness? This is the core of the conflict between what he called the last man and the will to power.
Wow. I mean, that line right there just nails the whole thing, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the conflict we're digging into. It's his choice, right, between two destinies that just can't coexist. Are you going for the small, safe, flickering life, or the brilliant, chaotic, blazing one? And look, this isn't just some pretty poetry. For Nietzsche, this was it. This was the most critical decision we could ever face. So the real question is, which path are we on?
Okay, so let's set the scene. Picture this, a bustling, crowded marketplace. This is where Nietzsche's prophet, a guy named Zarathustra, shows up. And he's not there to offer salvation or easy answers. No, he's there to present a really stark choice. It's like he holds up two giant mirrors to the crowd, showing them two completely different futures, two potential destinies for all of us.
And here they are, the two paths, laid out plain and simple. On one side, you've got the last man. This is a future of just comfortable decline. It's what Nietzsche called a living death, where we've basically engineered all the struggle, all the difficulty right out of our lives. And then, on the other side, you've got the path of the will to power. This is the hard road. It's this arduous, creative climb that's all about mastering yourself. So really, the choice is between a slow, comfortable fade into nothing and a difficult, creative struggle towards something more.
All right, so let's really dig into that first option. What happens if we actually choose the easy path? Well, Zarathustra paints a pretty chilling picture of what we could become. This is his vision of our decline. He calls it the last man.
So who is this last man? It's the ultimate symbol of what's called passive nihilism. And look, we're not talking about some evil villain here. It's a final state for humanity. It's a species that has become so allergic to difficulty, so afraid of any kind of struggle, that it's just lost all reason to strive for anything. You can think of it as the final stage of apathy, where the passionate will to live has been totally replaced by this quiet desire to just exist.
And that quote right there is so important. The earth hath become small. I mean, obviously, the planet hasn't literally shrunk. What's shrunk is the human spirit. The world of the last man is all about deliberate smallness. Your ambitions, small. Your pleasures, small. Your whole life is made manageable by making it, well, insignificant.
And you can see the details right here. Their whole idea of happiness is just comfort and living for a really long time. They take what Zarathustra calls a little poison, these small managed distractions to have pleasant dreams and an easy death. Anything that's actually demanding, like being a leader or even being poor, it's all just too burdensome. Everyone wants the exact same things, and if you think differently, well, you're treated like you have an illness. It's a world where safety has totally, completely replaced any chance for greatness.
And this is the truly shocking part. The kicker. After Zarathustra lays out this bleak, frankly a horrifying picture, and then offers them the alternative, this idea of striving for something greater, the Superman, what does the crowd do? They laugh at him. They don't hear a warning, they hear a sales pitch. They literally shout, "Make us into this last man." They actively want this comfortable, passionless life. Okay, so if that's the path of decline, what in the world is the alternative? Well, this brings us to Zarathustra's highest truth. It's the philosophy of self-overcoming. It's the will to power. Now we have to pause here because this is probably one of the most misunderstood ideas in all of philosophy. So let's be super clear. The will to power is not about dominating other people. It's not about being a tyrant. For Zarathustra, it's about the will to power over yourself. It's all about that relentless internal struggle to become more than you currently are. It's about mastering your own weaknesses and forging your own values.
And if you look at the core principles here, you'll see they are the dead opposite of everything the last man stands for. This philosophy is all about embracing struggle. It's about fundamentally rejecting ease and comfort because you want to become stronger. It's about saying a profound yes to all life, and that includes the pain and the challenges. And it all leads up to the ultimate test, what Nietzsche called the eternal recurrence. Think about that for a second. Could you look at your entire life, every high and every low, and honestly say, yes, I would live this exact life again and again forever? That's the goal.
So Zarathustra isn't just winging it on this path. He has these two guiding symbols, his animal companions. First, you have the eagle. This is all about soaring pride, the highest ambitions you can imagine, literally trying to reach for the sun. But that's not enough, right? That has to be balanced by the serpent. The serpent represents that cunning, earthy wisdom. It's the street smarts, the practical intelligence you need to actually navigate the real world and make those lofty goals happen. You can't have one without the other. You absolutely need both.
And this, I am a yay-sayer. This is the triumphant roar. This is what it sounds like when someone has fully embraced the will to power. It's a declaration of total, unconditional life affirmation. It's the pure joy of creation that can only come from that struggle, from overcoming yourself and finally seeing every single part of your existence as necessary, as valuable, as something to say yes to.
Okay, so when you put them side by side like this, the difference is just, it's night and day. It couldn't be clearer. The last man, a life with zero aspiration. The will to power, it is aspiration. The last man seeks comfort. The will to power seeks strength. One avoids burdens, the other embraces them. And the outcome? One path makes everything small, shrinks the world down to nothing. The other affirms all of life in this incredible joy of creation. The contrast is absolute. So, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Which path are we actually on?
But look, this isn't just some dusty old philosophical problem from the 1800s. No way. We can actually see this exact same choice playing out today, framed in a kind of modern fable. It's like a cosmic bet on the very soul of humanity.
So in this modern take, the whole conflict is framed as a cosmic wager. And the central bet is really simple but profound. It's this. Deep down, what do we really prefer? The difficult truth of a life filled with struggle? Or will we always choose the safety and security of a comforting life someone offers it to us?
And this wager plays out with three main characters, these archetypes. First, you've got the scholar. He's basically a modern-day last man, absolutely terrified of his own mediocrity. He ends up making this desperate deal for power with a character named Mr. Sinos, who's like this devil figure, offering him a shortcut to greatness. And what's the result? The Overman. But this isn't Nietzsche's ideal, it's a total perversion of it. It's this godlike being who uses all his power to enforce the ultimate comforting lie, a world with no struggle, no pain, and because of that, absolutely no meaning.
So you see, it doesn't matter if we're looking at Zarathustra's ancient prophecy from the marketplace or this modern fable. The core choice is exactly the same. And it's not some abstract thing. It's a choice that confronts every single one of us, every single day.
And that brings us right back to where we started, to that beautiful and honestly kind of terrifying metaphor. The choice remains. Are we choosing the flicker of an easy life? You know, safe, warm, predictable, small. Or are we choosing the blaze of a dancing star? Chaotic, yeah. Difficult, for sure, but brilliant and absolutely full of the potential for something truly great.
And so, this brings the whole question right to our doorstep. As individuals and as a whole society, what are we really aiming for? What are we optimizing for? Are we building a world that values a comforting lie more than a difficult truth? Which of these two futures, right now, are we actively choosing with our actions and our values? That's the ultimate question Zarathustra leaves hanging in the air, and it's one we all have to answer for ourselves.